Welcome back to the Health Channel, all health, all the time. I'm Kathy Buccio, and joining us is Dr. Wendy Guess, a behavior change marketing educator with the College of Business at Florida International University. Now, this hour, we are talking about a scientific approach to finding balance in your life and making positive changes. And another word for that balance, Dr. Guess, is harmony. And we have here the Circle of Harmony. So can you tell us more about the Circle of Harmony?
Yes, so the Circle of Harmony are the kind of the 5 dances, if you will, that I put together for this profile assessment. And so we'll just kind of quickly go over each of the ones. So for me, Foxtrot represents wisdom, and not the wisdom as in we're so smart and old, but the wisdom is more like taking time to really reflect on our life's experiences so that we learn the lesson from them.
Right.
And also thinking about, you know, just the whole mind and body connection, right? If we're not breathing, if our posture's poor, then our brain is kind of cloudy and foggy, and we're not thinking as clearly as we'd like to. And then we look at the empower. Empower is like the salsa. And so it's really about empowering your own expression of health, or your own health and well-being.
Right.
Taking that motivation, you're that person that really motivates the crowd to get on the same page, get on the boat, get going. So you're also very goal-oriented. And then you are thinking about your own physical well-being. In the expression, I equate that to the tango, because the tango is that kind of person that navigates around the dance floor, in and around not only your partner but the other dancers on the floor, and you're also that person that really knows how to negotiate from a verbal perspective. And so from there, I look at that a lot as, how are we expressing ourselves? Are we expressing ourselves from our own place of authenticity? Or are we just, you know, trying to just say something that pleases others? That type of thing. Then we look at creativity. Creativity to me is the idea, is what's missing in most profiles, if you will, the personality profiles. They don't talk about that sense of creativity. Because who am I as a creative being? Well, it's not about the talent or the skills. It's really about, how am I making life unique to me? So they're the idea person, constantly thinking of innovations, ideas. If you think about the dance itself, it was created the swing dance, yes, was created at the same time as jazz music. So the musicians were creating stuff, the dancers were creating stuff, and it was just this constant, hey, what about this? What about that? So it's trying those new things. And then we move over to the waltz, or the inspiration, which is, you know, you might think of the soul. Am I really filling up my soul and inspiring myself? Now, for some people, that's fine, you know, walking out in nature. For some people, that's listening or reading to things that really just give you that sense of joy and inspiration.
And this relates to those harmony profiles that we were mentioning before our break. And you actually have an animation to give us an overview, so let's watch.
Is your business and life performing in 5-part harmony? Let's think about choreography. Like an orchestra, you'll find multiple rhythms synchronizing together to create inspiring harmony. We have multiple roles in various systems that also need to synchronize. Our roles may overlap, and we find ourselves feeling like we're spinning out of control. Now we're in chaos or transformation. Maybe our business even needs a culture change. Recognizing the need to rebuild harmony helps you navigate throughout your systems or roles with more efficiency. How do we start to choreograph the rebuilding of harmony? I've spent decades performing, teaching, and choreographing social dance. It became like an experimental lab for studying the elements of interaction. I discovered each dance I taught took on a unique persona that made it come alive. The reactions I observed offered profound insights into the systems they represented. Out of this experimental lab came the Harmony Profile Assessment. The Harmony Profile helps you discover your dominant harmony that feels more comfortable, and your disharmony that may need more support and attention. The harmony profiles reflect the personifications of the wisdom of the foxtrot, the empowered salsa, the expressive tango, creative swing, and the inspiring waltz. Which one will you connect with? Find out how you dance through life and business. Take the Harmony Profile Assessment now at drwendyguest.com.
So what I want to know, Dr. Guest, is how did you create these profiles?
From years of watching the dances and watching and trying to explain and describe the styling of dances, and as I was reflecting on the wisdom piece of it and the creativity piece and bringing them all together and realizing that when we're off balance or we're out of sync in one area, that we really need to boost some activities to build us up so that we are feeling more well-rounded.
Okay, so let's get a look at the profiles again. And first we see here the Foxtrot of Wisdom. Yes. Okay, so I want to bring up my profile because I did it and you're here, so I want to take advantage of that. Right. I got the Foxtrot and I got Swing.
Yes, so swing for you was the dominant profile. So when you're in that group or around or in stressful situations or change or things like that, then we tend to express what's comfortable for us. So in your case, the swing, you'd be the idea person, but also, what do we got to do? How do we got to fix this? Here's an idea, here's an idea. So you're always trying something. You're innovating, you're avant-garde, which is an awesome thing to be.
Well, thank you, Wendy.
Yes.
Okay, and then you said that's the dominance. So then now here pops in the Foxtrot.
Yes, so then in the Foxtrot, the idea there is as a disharmony, where that may be where you're feeling depleted or maybe you've spent too much time in or something. So we want to find some activities that help rebalance the harmony. Not that anyone is good or bad or dominant or non-dominant, but that knowing where you're out of sync, perhaps, in a stressful situation is like, okay, so because I know I need to bring in some of the Foxtrot activities, I'm going to focus on those for maybe this week.
Right.
And so for you, it might be things like just taking time to breathe and taking time to find that really excellent posture and lengthening the spine. So if we
as we do this.
Yeah. How do we sit up nice and tall? And just taking time to just breathe.
I think this is really on point. I thought I would be a little more of the salsa, but I guess the swing matches and definitely I need to do more breathing and more yoga. As a young mother, right? Okay, then it seems that when you do the harmony profiles with someone, they're usually given two profiles, a dominant and a not dominant?
Yes. Okay. So you want to know where this is like your comfort zone. This is where you hang out when you're in those awkward moments or out of your comfort zone.
Right.
And then the disharmony is the one where you might want to spend some time adding some support.
Okay.
And that can change based on the situation you're in. But in general, this says this is where you're out of harmony right now, so you want to bring in those activities to support that. And ideally, we're always working on all 5 areas to keep them in harmony.
In harmony, in balance. So then how can someone apply their harmony profile to improving their quality of life?
When you get your profile, for example, yours, the swing, and then the Foxtrot.
Right.
So knowing that when let's say if I'm in a really stressful situation, I'm going to pay poor attention to the Foxtrot type activities.
Okay.
So like taking time to breathe, working on the posture, taking time to maybe even journal, reflect. There's physical activities, emotional activities, mental activities that go along with each one of those. Also finding foods that are going to support more brain function. So we know that things like the nuts and berries and leafy greens are going to really help support the functions of the brain. So if you're going to be spending a lot of time, like the end of the semester when I'm grading, I'm trying to add a lot more of that into my diet to support the brain function.
Okay. Now you brought one of these activities, and if you're just tuning in, I played this in the beginning of the show, and I've never been more relaxed in my life, Dr. Gass.
Yes.
So talk to me a little bit about this instrument.
So this is when I went to a workshop. I heard this for the first time a few years ago, and it was kind of like,
right, it was your aha moment.
I found the instrument I can actually play.
Okay.
And so it's based on sound therapy on the monochord, which is, in fifths. And the overtone in the strings, I'll just start playing. The overtone in the strings creates this reverberation that that helps us balance and center and ground. So literally you are connecting all the different vibrations in your body and harmonizing them.
Right.
So now you're working in sync like you should be.
And this promotes that harmony and that balance just by the sounds?
The sound, the vibration, yes, because we're all operating and, we are vibratory beings. And so when we're in stress, we've got all these different vibrations going on that create kind of like a static energy or that sound of the chalkboard. And so that's going on in our body. So what this does, in my thinking, is it kind of helps connect all those different vibrations into one again.
Oh, feels marvelous. I can just do the whole show with my eyes closed. So what profile would this be for?
All of them.
If my husband is watching, we need to buy one of these for the house. I will be like this.
So all of them. Yeah, I mean, they really support any time you're off.
Right.
It just supports. And so for me, I mean, I've even had some digestion moments, and I was like out of in the middle of the night going, I am not going to ER yet.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, I'm going to try this, and it just like dissolved it away.
Really to re-energizes. I love that. Keep playing. Now, still not sure what harmony profile fits you best. We'll talk about how you can get your harmony profile. Plus, we'll talk more about how you can implement better habits into your life when we come back, if we come back, because we're going to fall asleep. Now you're watching the Health Channel, all health, all the time on South Florida PBS.